nature. And we also welcome very much all those friends who are joining us live via live broadcasting, and you're very much in the same room with us here.
Big welcome to everyone in this Satsang hall today. Many have come from different countries to be here. Literally, some beings have flown in today to be here for this Satsang, for this one day. It's a very auspicious day. So we've come to this very, very rural part of Portugal, very traditional area, and many of our guests are in the surrounding area. And we just ask that while you're here that you kind of go with this kind of slow flow that is in this region. Very traditional and very slow. And just to be with the beings here in this kind of slow vibration. And to really respect this and to be patient and kind with everybody that you meet along the way. And to greet people in Portuguese would be good. Bom dia, boa tarde. This is me, the few Portuguese words. But it's very nice to do this and to be warm in the heart in this way. As this is Sri Mooji's ashram, and we just like people to be one heart family with us here. So thank you for this.
Great. So I already mentioned that we're here in Satsang to be guided by Sri Mooji again into our true nature. And there are a few guidelines that we'd like to share that really will help and facilitate also your own introspection. And this is really to stay quiet, to not engage with others, because there are many places we can do this in the world, but Monte Sahaja is very unique in that rare opportunity, not only to be with a living master who so potently, again and easily guides us into this space of being, but to really honor that space that we discover here, and to really really abandon certain habits that we so easily engage in when we are in the world, like engaging with each other and speaking. So really be silent and really have more like an introspective atmosphere. And this would also apply when you again leave this evening to when at the parking area as well.
Continue with the guidelines. There's only one smoking area, and many of you have been introduced to it. But if you've just arrived, it's in the reception area, and it's a tent area, covered area. And if you can just smoke in that one area, if you are a smoker, please do not smoke anywhere else. And if you do not know where it is, ask somebody on the team and they can guide you there.
And you are aware that we are broadcasting live. And so by entering Sri Mooji Mandir, this space here, is that you've agreed for your picture to be taken. We're filming here, and also the voice will be recorded. So this is all for the sharing of satsang. It will be used in a very respectful way. Also, please do not take any photographs. We have designated photographers. Perhaps they could show themselves. There's one over here, and in the back also. And so every week we post their beautiful pictures online on mooji.org. And also very important to mention, although we do not encourage much movement, but if you do need to move, then please be aware of the cameras. I will point them out. There's one in front of me here, one to the side, and one on this side, and to really make sure not to block the view as you get up. So Sri Mooji invites everybody to come forward with their burning questions, testimonies and doubts. Please, the way to do this is that you would raise your hand and let Sri Mooji call on you. And then first you would come to one of the microphones here in the aisle. You don't maybe see them so well right now, they're lowered. But even those in the first rows, please let Guruji guide this process, who is coming to the stage and who not.
So we've come here to be with Sri Mooji today in Satsang. And yet sometimes there's a lot of restlessness in this room, and it's quite packed today, so even more so. So we ask if when this kind of energy arises, if it does arise, that you just remain seated in your heart as much as you possibly can. And if you really have to move, then please, again, don't block the cameras as you go. And that's it.
I forgot to mention how to use the microphone. So if you come to the aisles, please also stand very close to the microphone. You may feel a gentle touch. This indicates that you need to come closer. And if you are asked to come to the stage, then it's important that you use the microphone like this, like ice cream. All right? Not to be afraid of it, so that everybody can hear you, and also especially the friends online. You are familiar with the Sangha shop in Little Jamaica, but I want to mention to all those joining us online on the broadcast, you also have the same opportunity to go online to a shop there where you can get items that will support your satsang. There can be books, satsang recordings, and many other items. And also thank you very much for your generous contributions. They're vital in making it possible to share satsang in the way that it's been happening here for Monte Sahaja. And also please, if you could make a habit to check mooji.org for schedule updates in case any changes happen. The next satsang is scheduled for Sunday satsang is scheduled for October 30th, but on the website it says subject to change, so it's important to check.
And today's satsang is being translated into 5 languages, both inside the room and on the broadcast as well. And these languages are Portuguese, French, Italian, Russian, and Hungary. So if you want to see Pranjali at the end, if you need to have some support with this, she's just outside by the flags, just by that area. You can find her there.
And also, if you haven't done so already, it's now a good time to really power off your mobile phones or put them into airplane mode. This setup here is very much wireless setup, and every phone call that comes in, or text messages you receive, they register somehow in the system, and it's some sound that transmits. Not so pleasant to listen to on the broadcast. And then also, so it's not enough to just mute the phone. That's basically the point. So yeah, so again, be reminded that we're here to really make full opportunity to take advantage of this full opportunity to again be in satsang with Sri Mooji, and yeah. And Sri Mooji will be with us after the arti, and there will be another announcement also following. Thank you, Sri.
Namaste, everyone. I wanted to share with you that Mooji Baba's body still is not feeling so well, and energy always comes for satsang, it seems, which we're so lucky for this. But in light of the fact that he still has this cough and it's making his body a bit weak, I thought we could speak about a few ways that we can help. So one way is to not approach him for physical contact. Now, he may reach out for someone, as he sometimes does, and this is fine and beautiful. We let that flow, of course, but if we see him hugging the person next to us, please don't then reach for him. Let him initiate the contact. That's one way to really help his body. And another way, from my observation, is that sometimes with this cough, you see where Moojiji reaches a point where he's saying, okay, the cough is here, maybe thank you, satsang finished. And then somebody asks another question, and perhaps we can really listen to the signs when he's saying that he needs to take a rest and let satsang finish. Now, often on Sundays, he takes a break and we come back for Mooji Answers Satsang, the tea Satsang, where he reads letters and responds to them, and we're able to be present for that. And today, I think we'll see how he's feeling at the end of this first Satsang, and then let you know if indeed that's going to happen. Okay. Yes. So whether or not there is another Satsang, when this first Satsang finishes, there will be tea and cookies offered down in Little Jamaica, which is just down past where you came up from parking. And anybody can guide you there. And we're all welcome for that after this first satsang. So now we'll have Arti, and then Mooji Baba will join us for satsang. Thank you so much.
Namaste, everyone. Karunavataram Sansarasaram Bhujigendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Arati Sadaguru Shri Ramanati Satachita Nidananda Ki Eka Vimalava Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Ramana, Om Babaji, Om Mooji, Om Satguru, Om Shiva, Om Krishna, Om Yeshua, Om Gautama, Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Ramana, Om Babaji, Om Mooji, Om Satguru, Om Shiva, Om Krishna, Om Yeshua, Om Gautama, Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Ramana, Om Babaji, Om Mooji, Om Satguru, Om Shiva, Om Krishna, Om Yeshua, Om Gautama, Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Ramana, Om Babaji, Om Mooji, Om Satguru, Om Shiva, Om Krishna, Om Yeshua, Om Gautama, Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Ramana, Om Babaji, Om Mooji, Om Satguru, Om Shiva, Om Krishna, Om Yeshua, Om Gautama, Om Tare Ture Soha. Om Dhyanamulam Gurumurti Pujamulam Gurupadam Mantramulam Gurvakyam Mokshamulam Gurukripa Akhandamandalakaram Vyaktam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Monte Sahaja ki, Mooji Baba Sangha ki, Arunachala ki, Lucknow ki, Rishikesh ki, Ganga ki, Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya ki Jai, Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Punja ji ki Jai, Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Mooji Baba ki Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Dreaming into being this joyous world, the play of the divine, all of this we are, all this we are, all this we are.
Okay. Oh, namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. Big welcome to all of you, and of course to the many friends around the world who are wanting to join us via broadcasting. Welcome to you, and very much would like you to know that you are very much included in this Sangha field here, those who are watching via broadcasting. So you'll have to excuse my cough, it hasn't gone away. Very good. Okay, here we come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guruji, I just wish to meet you freshly. It feels like you've thrown a can of gasoline on this fire.
Throwing what?
Thrown some gasoline on this fire.
Gasoline on fire.
Yeah. And there's just an aliveness here somehow. I wish to just go beyond. There's the recognition how the restlessness of the mind has taken me away from you in the past. Yeah, I don't just mean physically, but it leads me off. But the fruits of that have always been so temporary. It's almost like something isn't completely satisfied with this state of I amness.
Yes, it will be like that for everybody. Excuse me. For everybody, in the beginning, there seems to be some contrary energy or some force that seems to go against your desire for freedom. You see, even though you may know, yes, this is the right direction. This is the right feeling, the right energy field somehow. Still something is scratching away to go out, to postpone, to escape. Everybody knows this, you see. Because that duality is the nature of the mind. So something wants to go towards light. something wants to stay towards the darkness, you see, like that. And this is not a new battle, ancient battle, for anyone who is searching to come out from the grip of the psychological mind. You will experience this. But we have to make use of it also, because these forces manifest, the urge deepens, the aspiration deepens to go through it. See? For a while we may give in to these suggestions from the mind. Come, play a bit longer, come on, you can always go back to that. Or now you know where that is, you can always go when you want, but now let's do this, you see. So this is nothing new. What is new is to feel that voice. Who is it speaking to also? Who is it speaking to? But of course, the natural answer is to say, well, it's speaking to me. But it has to be a particular kind of me-ness, that the voice from the psychological voice can correspond with a certain kind of me-ness inside here. Because also, who is resident in this body? We have to find out, you see. The highest is here, and the lowest is also here. The highest is here, the Supreme Being itself. The goal of all aspiration is also here. And the lowest, meaning the lowest possibility or potential, is also here. And between this oscillation, where the attention goes towards the Supreme or goes again towards the ego, will determine who the mind is speaking to. The more the attention goes towards the light, towards the true, the weaker the voice becomes that wants to keep you in a lowly place. The more the attention goes towards the person, the louder this voice seems to be, the stronger its influence, you see. This is why I insist and persist in asking this question. Who is the voice speaking to that wants you to go out, to postpone your chance? Then you must see, who are you being in here? Initially, this doesn't come so clear, excuse me. This is one of the things that for a long time people are not clear about. We assume the one living here is my person. There's only my person, me, which means ego. I am the body, the belief I am this body, and the conditioning that arose for this belief I am the body seem to be the only resident in this house. And that person is going to have a lot of trouble in life. It's a very limited identity, and selfish by nature, fearful, needy. But this person is not true. What is true is the sense of presence, or the consciousness, the beingness. That is true. The person is only a contraction of that state. We have to say again, I have to say each time, so we have a clear understanding and as many people can be on the same page. Because my intention is that when we speak like this, although I'm speaking with you, I'm speaking with everybody. And if you are smart, even though I may not even see you, you may be one who get it, even before the one who is standing up asking the question get it. Because we are from the same one source. So when you stand and you say like this, it feels important to me to establish, where are you speaking from? Because maybe at another time, this voice will not mean anything for you.
I know it to be false. Yeah. I know it so well. and yet somehow it's almost not enough, because so I'll come back into this place. I can just drop it. I do have the power not to go with it, and I see it as illusory. Also, the identity of whoever it's speaking to. But somehow I wish to go beyond even this place of peace, of beingness, because even here, there's still a sense of duality.
But it is okay. The duality is necessary for there to be experience. Without duality, there's no experience. If from the place of the presence, because what he's speaking, he say that I know that voice where it's speaking from. It's speaking as ego. It's trying to speak to me as the ego, that I am ego. Whenever I listen to it and I feel affected by this voice, I become the ego. The ego and this voice, they correspond very well. You see? But something else is there that is aware that this voice is not true. You see? What is that? And I say, that's nearer to what you are. It is a sense of presence. The sense of presence is natural for everybody. It's the way in which you know that you are. You know of your existence without being told about it. If everything was taken away from you, the sense of presence will still remain. It is that which observes all things. It is to that which all things report, the sense of presence. So it is the sense of presence which is still having a tendency to identify with the person that is susceptible to this voice that is speaking. You're not good enough, or I want to do this, It's still the sense of presence that is still will listen a bit to the ego or to the dark voice speaking. When you say, I don't even really want to be even just a sense of presence, but the sense of presence, when it is totally disassociated from the ego, is very pure. It itself is the Christ light. It itself is the beingness. Only when it seems to get mixed with ego, then somehow there's a sense of falling from grace. Do we follow what I'm speaking? So only then, thank you, only then when it seems to be identifying still with a potential that it has a potential to identify with the sense of personhood, you see. And each time it identifies, this voice, this deceiving and deceitful voice, becomes more attractive to it. And the only way what this voice is doing is trying to get you to be personal. You know why? Because when you become a person, you are your weakest. In the field of the spirit, when you become personal, you're at your weakest. You're vulnerable to criticism, to shame and fear, insecurity, the fear of rejection and all of these things. And all kinds of desires will come for you that will bring you even further down, you see. So it wants to catch you, to bring you, to try and remind you you're a person. Because from the date of the birth of this body, as you're growing up, we grow up in a culture, in an environment that reminds you that you are a person. In no university, in no school, not even temples or churches, are they reminding you that you are a spirit, that you are true, that your heart is pure, that your true nature is everlasting. Nobody tell you that. So it's easy to believe what we were told, and so it's easy to go back to that thing. So you're saying that, but even the sense of presence itself, which functions as the place of observing, from where you can observe without becoming confused. Even this one, you're saying, I'm not satisfied even with this one. Now I want to take a little time to explain a little bit these different positions that you can occupy inside this body. Can I take a moment or two to do that? Okay. Yesterday, some of you might have been here in the satsangs we had with Pune in India, and in the afternoon we had the satsang with Brazil. And I think at one of those satsangs, I may have used this example which I've used before, and many people found that it was very helpful for them to understand. And this was the example, that in a tree, on a branch, there sits a bird, and this bird is building a nest, and the bird flies away every now and again. Eventually it has its own babies, and it goes and gets worms and feed them, and it's always building the nest. And this bird represents our dynamic life, the life that we all call life, where you have a career or you're seeking for a career. You're developing interest in life and in diverse expression, and sort of having as much experience as you can, making friends and friendship, maybe getting married or having a job or whatever it is. That bird is going to represent the dynamic life that almost everyone is attracted to, at least for some time. On a branch just above this bird sits another bird that looks identical in form. But this second bird is only observing. He's not building anything. It has no nest. It is simply observing. It is quiet. This second bird represents the ability within ourselves to simply observe, not judge, but simply look and discern. It is capable of seeing the first bird and all the first bird's activities. But not only this, other birds it can see also. It can see the sky, you can see the clouds and the ocean and the earth and all the beings that move there. But it is not identified with them. It doesn't want anything from them. It is quite content. So this bird represents the power in us to observe. Can you resonate with what I'm speaking? Can you see the positions from where I'm speaking? So there's the activity of life that we have. We have relationships, and you have a job, and you're doing all these things. And then also there's a capacity within ourselves, the same body, in the same body, a capacity to simply observe. Even while actions are taking place with the body and interactions with other body, you see, there is a power that simply is always present, and it observes. It doesn't observe, it's not watching like it's watching a movie. It's very calm and very stable within its own self. It is very peaceful, but it's not peaceful because of what it sees. It is peaceful anyway. And because of its peace, it can perceive all things as they are because it doesn't want anything from them. Are you aware of this? Yes. He's saying, I don't even want this, because from this position, there's a possibility to go back again into the mind even. The most beings, whatever religion they follow, or spiritual discipline, when they come to this second bird position, you may say, they are already feeling very happy. They are not easily confused by the things that arise as life. They are feeling some distance, some sense of detachment. They are not unfeeling. It's not that they don't feel anything. It's not that they don't care, but they don't mind so much what comes and goes, because they have found a silence and a stillness within themselves, and they observe, you see. They are not busy observing. Passively, they are observing all of life. They are not reacting. Even reactions, actions, interactions, they perceive all of this, but they are not identified with it. Can you see where I'm speaking? there comes a time, and in some rare beings, even this position of the weakness of the observer itself becomes phenomenal, meaning itself becomes something seen. But from the place that I'm speaking, there's no history there. There's no time. There's no transformation there. It's the absolute consciousness, the pure self, what you may call God or pure consciousness, the supreme being. That is that state. And I want to tell you something. It is your true self. It is our true self. But so rare it is that a human being discover this. It always feels that is the last bit of duality. Because as high as you can go, something prevents us from saying, I am that. And your saying, I am that, does not make you that. Your thinking, I am that, does not make you that. Something else has to happen, you know. Some very pure understanding must come that is not merely born out of intellectual conviction. It becomes so irrefutable, so unchallengeable. When you're in the position to observe even this state of witnessing, you are in the unspeakable state. Very few beings can appreciate such a thing because the human being, the human aspect of consciousness, is always looking for some action. It's always looking for what to do because it is highly attracted to the senses and to the vital force activity. It always wants to do something. The person is only a shape of time, and it is attracted to the things of time. But what this means, that there will come a time when all of this will be no more. Whatever is born of time will pass away in time. There is only one thing that transcends time, and that is where time comes from, where time becomes itself a concept. Some beings are becoming so refined in their consciousness that these things that I speak about is not stranger to them. It doesn't feel like it's far away for them. But still, this rocking, this oscillation between person to presence, person to presence, person to presence, presence absolute, presence absolute, presence person, presence absolute. Come a time there's no more rocking. Even the concept of absolute also go. Not what the term absolute points to, but the concept of it falls away also. I don't want to talk about this because when the time comes to look, not to talk about it, I'm not here really to talk about anything, but to bring to you the possibility of direct experience. I'm not a teacher. I don't want to teach you anything, but still you will learn. We are here to discover, not just to learn. If you come with this attitude, then you may begin to discover the miracle of existence, the miracle that you are. I am not paying you a compliment when I say that. I have no flattery for you. It is enough the truth, if you are able to grasp it.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. You, yeah. You come today, those of you in whose heart is this strong urge, you come today like today is your day. This is your moment. I don't have anything to invite you to become a member of. You can become a member of one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I come closer?
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to come closer to be able to look deep into your eyes. My relationship with you is first sight love.
The relationship with me is first what?
First sight love.
Love, love at first sight.
Yes.
You're French? Are you
No,
French?
I'm Romanian.
Romanian. Okay, it sounded.
Hungarian from Romania.
You're Hungarian from Romania. Okay. Yes.
And this is good news and bad news.
Oh.
Good news is that I met you in my heart. And also everything you said was ringing, was in synchronicity with me. But this also brought some arrogance with it, kind of spiritual arrogance. That
can you all hear? Yes. It's worth to say it again, because what he says is that his connection with me, it was like an immediate thing, like a sort of love at first sight. You know? And he say that it has been a good thing and bad thing. The good thing is that you felt this meeting inside your heart. The bad thing is that it develops some spiritual arrogance. What is this arrogance? Why you say arrogance?
Because feeling on the same page, I kind of started to feel that I am somebody or something.
Yeah.
And also the environment makes it like that. People feel attracted somehow, and then you start to feel you're somebody.
No.
And yes, what?
It's very good to hear somebody come and really expose the feelings like that, because normally we hide this type of thing. We feel embarrassed about it. But he's openly declaring, yes, some arrogance came, because I felt that some sense of specialness, and also perhaps the way that people begin to respond, because even if you have a basic understanding of what I'm speaking, and after all, we try to make it as simple as possible, because it is simple, then if you have swallowed some of it, it's going to have some impact, and people may notice that you are more peaceful. Even if they don't know you, they may find that some attraction come, and some arrogance may come because of that. Very often people get some spiritual insight, some opening, and some arrogance come. And you have to watch this. It can be very subtle. You may even feel good about it. Yeah, I am special, something else happened. And some person may ask, but what is the problem? After all, it is something special. It's not good to start to feel you're special, because really, the true resident in this body is God. And the firstborn, the Christ consciousness, which manifests as the feeling of presence inside. Neither of them feel I'm special. Can you imagine that God needs to feel special? Among whom? So it's not that. So something wants to feel special. The one who feels unspecial wants to feel special, you see? So you watch this tendency. It wants to, it's not you, but it is very appealing when we're in the mode of personhood. The person wants to be special, wants to be important, wants to be remembered, and so on. Very attractive for the personal form of consciousness for a while. But I love that you expose this thing, because clearly you must have seen that it gets in the way of something, you see. Because you may hold on to the feeling of specialness, you don't grow. You have a little knowledge and it plateaus off, you're not growing. No inspiration is coming, because the truth will not reveal itself in an arrogant mind. So this is why some amount of vigilance is necessary in the beginning. In the beginning. If you stick to what I point, it doesn't have to take long. But there is a period of transition, of transformation, a shift from person to presence. And this shift can be like this. It can be like that, where the person keeps coming back, and then there's a sort of struggle for a while. But what happens is that when you feel the true beauty of the self, it's something very pure, very light, very open. And this sense of selfishness is going away. The fears are going away. And then you will know at least you're going in the right direction. You're moving in grace. Then you welcome this, appreciate it, appreciate this season that is manifesting for you.
Yeah, while I'm almost 3 months here, in this time, the person became kind of the last punch, to put it like this, because in my imagination I was kind of saying what for the person was very sacred, and then a voice came and said, "This is a lie." And the person was totally shocked.
So tell me again, what happened? The person, what happened?
The person was projecting something in its mind which was kind of sacred for the person. Mm-hmm. And then a voice came and very clearly said, "This is a lie." And then the person was shocked. And the voice said, "Maybe it was true when you thought, but until you said it, already something changed. It's not true anymore." So what I want to say is that this person was always proud about being honest.
Proud about being honest.
Honest and true. And now I just the person realized that it's not trustworthy. So it cannot say anything which is true. So it's no use to live anymore.
It's no use to what?
To live.
To live.
The person.
Yes.
All he wanted, this person, was to be in harmony and be truthful.
Yes.
But harmony, my life demonstrated. I divorced two times and so on. So there is no harmony at this level of consciousness.
At that level of consciousness,
yes.
No harmony.
So and it remained only to be honest and true, but
then
this
couldn't
is also
couldn't
impossible.
even do that.
So what used to be?
Yes, yes.
So
so what's now?
I need your help to.
Is the person the only option in this body?
Fortunately not. But
something is watching all of this, including the person's projections and all of this. It is watched actually. There is some space within you that is not participating in any of that scenario at all. It is aware of it. It is aware, no?
Yes. May I ask you a favor, like to use this metaphor with the two birds?
Yeah.
I tell you what happened to me really, and to match this to this metaphor, to see, for my understanding, to see what was there, the first bird, the second bird, or the ultimate.
Okay.
So I have two experiences. The short one is when I was arguing with my son, and I was in the middle of my shouting. I was shouting to him, and then suddenly a peace came in. I was still continuing shouting, but I was in total peace.
Yes.
And this was an experience I will never forget. So this is one where I want to see. So it's obviously who was shouting was the first bird, but this peace was coming from the second bird, from higher.
No, second bird.
It's the second bird. Okay. And the other story.
Are all you birdies in the right position here? Yeah.
The second one is I had a tremendous car accident.
Yes.
Very shortly, I was driving from Germany to Romania, full car with sweeties. And I was driving very fast. In Germany, who knows Germany, the highway is very, very good. So I was driving like 220. And then...
Were you driving a rocket or what?
Yeah.
You drive 220?
It was spring, sun, very nice weather. Anyway, then...
That's all it takes, a nice weather and being in Germany, German Autobahn.
On one hill was starting to rain, so I slowed down. But the next hill, it was ice.
Ice?
Yes. So what happened, that my car started to, so I started to lose control. And in trying to regain control, so I couldn't. So what happened, I just get across, I was on the third lane, so I get across two other lanes. And usually there are not concrete walls around the highway, but in this point there was a concrete wall. So I was facing with an amazing speed this thing. And what happened then, the voice said, that was. So kind of I surrendered, I was not...
The voice said what?
That was it.
The voice said that was it?
Yeah.
So, it didn't say this is it, it says that was it.
Yeah, it was, that was it. meaning my life, that was it.
Yes.
I was sure I will die.
Yes, yes.
So my mind recognized that it's fatal what will happen. So
Yes.
I kind of surrendered. And yeah, here again the question is, this voice came from where?
Yeah. The one that said that was it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because the feeling was that I surrendered.
Yeah.
I will die. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But it wasn't.
There was not a feeling of panic. So
yes. Yes.
I did not panic that I will die. I
yes.
just surrendered to it.
Ah.
That was it.
Yes. But you didn't die, though.
Yeah. Now it's the funny part of the story.
Okay.
You will love it.
Yeah.
What was the first two thoughts which came after I realized that I survived?
Yes.
So the very first one was criticizing. So smoke came out of the car,
yeah.
And I said, I never saw an airbag, or how you call it?
Airbag.
Yeah, functioning. So it was only smoke, and my mind said, wait, they did not know to build it. They're not even functioning. So the thing saved my life, probably.
Yeah.
It was so quick. So, and the second one was, will the assurance pay for? So that's to point out how much arrogance is there. So you surrender, and then maybe fractions of a second later, this is what the mind does with it. What happened later, I was in more presence than anybody else.
You are more present.
I was there. The story goes on that I went out of my car, but it was like winter, and I took my coat on me. But the others trying to help, they were looking for the dead. They were asking me, where is the dead?
Where is what?
The dead person.
The dead person.
Yeah. So
you told them it was
what
you?
they saw was deadly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will never forget. There was a person with a white chemise. How you say this in English? White shirt. And he was asking me if he can help or something. I was looking to him and said, "Hey man, I'm good. You see, I'm just go because you will get a cold." So what I'm trying to say that everybody was panicked excepting me.
I see.
So this fraction of a second of surrendering brought peace in me. So I was simply aware of everything and totally in peace.
Right.
So a fraction of a second of surrendering makes it so.
So what is here now with you? That sense of surrender always has stayed with you, or the arrogance, which is more strong?
Yeah, unfortunately, the arrogance was stronger because after a few hours, a friend came after me, and so then slowly you go back in life, and
yes.
You lose it, but there is the losing the word is good because you feel kind of a sadness because actually I was on the spiritual path already, so I recognized what a beauty grace brought me, because even the most unbeliever will understand that this was grace. So nothing, I don't even have a scratch or something. After 3 months of working here, I have 100 more. So, it's
So what you, today, now, what is the state of your life as you sit here today?
The state is that I would like to die before I die, Guruji. Nothing else makes sense anymore. It's simply, I lived them all. I had everything. Mercy.
Your life was paid at that scene. You were dead there. But you keep thinking you're alive as ego. You were dead there. But your mind keeps thinking you're alive as ego. This is your dreaming. This is your dreaming. Just like everybody's dreaming that they're only persons having this particular life. When you wake up, you realize you are this Holy Spirit. When you wake up, everybody's dreaming, I am so and so, I am, and this is arrogance itself. And this is why I always say, never imagine you are not arrogant. Arrogance is with everybody. As soon as you have identity, arrogance come in. Some arrogance is there. Ignorance, everyone will taste ignorance. But when ignorance is combined with arrogance, then darkness comes into the world. You see. And this arrogance is sleeping. Also, imagining you are something. You say, I want to die before I die. I told this story because one man came to Satsang many years ago and I had not seen him before, and he was asking, can I see you one-to-one? In those days, I was just stopping this one-to-one meetings. I asked him, why you want to see me one-to-one? And he told me, one of your students, she's a doctor, she's a nurse in the hospital where I was staying, and the doctors told me, I am terminally ill. I don't have much time to live. And she told me, come and see Mooji. And now I'm asking you, help me, because I want to die before I die. What it means, I'm sure you know. I want to die to all these lies. I want to die to what I'm not. Why should I keep believing what I'm not? And in this life, still believing I am something I am not. Help me to finish this life. Now you're asking the same thing. You help me to die before I die. But you died there. You should have risen up from there full of gratitude. But instead of the Holy Ghost, you became just some kind of apparition. The arrogance kept coming up. But it's not you. You're aware of it. This thing was still coming to survive.
I feel like kind of a Judas or so, because grace came so oft in my life, even when I was totally ignorant. Looking back, I see it was grace, a lot of synchronicities. Somebody said that it was born for this. I'm not trustful to say this, but my whole life is a testimony. Yes.
Life we know. We talk about life, we have a sense. But you who say, my whole life is this. Who are you precisely?
The person's life, like yes.
Huh?
The person's life.
The person speaking.
I would like to...
What knows it is the person speaking then? Something which is not the person, must know that was the person speaking. I wonder if you follow that. Something must know that that voice came from my mind, or this one comes from my heart. This one comes from my mind. This thing came from my body, that's come from my mind. This now is coming from my heart. Who knows this? To say that came from my mind.
Suppose it's the second bird. Since I'm here in these 3 months, it was for the first time that I could step back from the second bird, like observing or having a sense.
Step back from the second bird,
Yeah,
or as the second bird?
No, that I can see the second bird.
Okay. You go back and sit and I'm with you somehow, and someone is going to answer you who is coming here.
Thank you for putting your eyes on
Yeah,
me.
very good. Okay. Good, good. Yes, I want to hear from you.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. No. It's enough. Yeah.
When I see the satsang in YouTube,
Yes.
or whenever I hear you, or when I read Nisargata, Ramana Maharshi, I feel the presence, and also I could recognize the witness, awareness behind the presence.
Yes.
But when I try myself without aid of books, I somehow tend to get mental. After some time, the reason why I feel this, after I firmly reject everything that is not me, meaning it should be me who is the self. There is a strong sense of breathing that is like as if I am being pushed under water. I feel like I am struggling for breath.
Do it now then. Do it now then, because if you say you're able to do it, to leave everything that normally we have so many things that in each moment, in each day, that whether you're conscious of it or not, we're holding on to so many ideas about ourselves and about life. They are not original to you. They're secondary. You were there before. And then through life, we picked up these impressions, and some became very deep impressions in the mind. So, though you may be walking about, maybe you have a lot of these impressions in the mind, and I'm inviting you, as I do others, to just leave these things for a moment. Meaning, don't give and be conscious of them, or just leave all these things you're conscious of right now, your identity, your past, even your aspiration for freedom for a moment. Leave everything. Let's drop everything for a moment. Your memories, your favorite memories, and your favorite concepts, your belief system, everything. Just see if we can strip it back. Strip back right now, yeah, until you are totally empty. You said you have done it before, so you can do now also. Just leave everything aside. Actually, I would always encourage as many as can participate in this exercise, because I'm not going to go around one by one and do it. Okay? If you're smart, you will see that you may be the one who actually gets something out of this. So like this, you say you leave everything aside and just be empty, meaning that you're not giving your attention to any particular sensation or thought or memory or anything. We can do this. So effectively, it is as though you're in deep sleep, but consciously. You follow? Yes. Mm-hmm. And now, what happened?
I think right now I feel extremely ecstatic or happy.
Yeah.
That bliss is what I'm aware of. That's what is coming in my...
So even if the bliss is there, we don't attach any significance to it. Don't try to hold it. Even the bliss, I would say, leave the bliss for a moment. Let it be there if it wants. Let the thoughts be there if they want, but you have nothing to do with them. I can't tell you to take your mind and put it in a cupboard. I'm just saying, don't engage with anything at all. It is like if 10 people come to hug you, and I tell you, don't hug anyone, then they come and they all hug you, but you know that you're not hugging back. So like this, just leave everything for a moment, and if bliss arises, beautiful, let it be there. But still, you're not saying, okay, fine, I got the bliss now, so the exercise is finished. No. Let the bliss also be there. Let bad feeling be there, whatever, but you're not engaged with any of that. You're not holding on to any of that. Okay?
And I feel like the moment I feel happy, I want to enjoy that. I feel like I just then start thinking about enjoying it.
This is fine. I'm not telling you to push away the joy. I'm saying don't just leave it there. Leave it there. Because so much more joy is going to come, you won't know what to do with it. Okay? But right now, I'm saying, no, don't cling. No, don't think. Because if you hold on to the joy now, it will go. And then you think, oh, it's over, it's finished now. Where can I get more joy? So I want you to find a place where whether joy comes or sadness comes, it won't matter to you. I wonder if you see that, you see? We want something the mind itself wants. I want the bliss, I want the joy. Now, yes, it's wonderful. So even if I come and say, hello, no, don't disturb. No. You see? I said, no. If the bliss comes, let it come. It came by itself. And you're not going to try and capture it. Yeah? You see? So it come and go. So, like that. But you remain only as the awareness of the bliss. You're aware of it. But the awareness is not saying, bliss, please don't go. Please stay with me. No. Let it come, go also. Just like the breeze comes and it goes. You can't say, breeze, could you stay a little bit longer? No, it come and go. Let the bliss come and go if it wants. What I'm pointing to is more important right now. Stay only as that neutral awareness itself. The space in which this bliss has come now. And it may go. At some point you've experienced this. Maybe then some sadness come, I've lost it. Also, don't register that. It is only another sensation. Let them come and go then. This is a very important thing. Because everyone, if they get bliss, they want, okay, you want to press save. Okay, now, okay, Mooji, thank you, I don't need you anymore, I'm just having this thing. But you want, I don't think that's just what you want. Whatever comes and goes, let them come and go. Yeah, I want to show you something. Because he came from California for one satsang. this satsang is going back tonight. I want you to go back to California as a totally free being. So that's why I say, even the joy that you may feel, bliss, I'm saying, okay, it will come again, don't worry for that. You stay in the place of neutrality. Don't be a bliss junkie. You just feel the bliss now, it's nice and it's fine, but you stay in the place, I'm saying, that doesn't mind if it is bliss or not bliss. That is a place of pure awareness. Just pure awareness. I want you to discover something in awareness, because your mind is afraid of pure awareness. Because it is the one thing your mind cannot conquer. It cannot touch. He can touch the bliss. He can't keep the bliss. But he cannot conquer awareness. So you go to awareness. The mind is going to tell you, it has no value. It has no value. Because here is nothing. There's nothing here. Nothing to buy, nothing to sell. Nothing to give, nothing to take, nothing to fix, nothing to change. Boring. Come on. Come to have some fun with me. He's going to tell you this. And almost 99% of the beings turn away at that point. They say, yeah, mine has got a point. What is it? So you don't mind whether joy come or sorrow come. You're simply aware. Stay only as awareness itself. Can you do this, you see? You trust what I say?
100%.
It is good. Don't mind if the bliss come. The one that comes will go. There's a bliss that does not come. And it cannot go. You say, but where is it? I say, you must go beyond this, the bliss that comes and goes. So you come to this place, which is neither bliss nor sadness. It's a state of neutrality, pure state of awareness itself. Awareness is not a person. It has no religion. It has neither belief nor disbelief. It is not dead. Because normally when we speak like that, the mind goes, dead, boring, no life, no fun. And everybody goes, oh, turn back. Okay? But not you. You are not going to turn back. And you're not waiting. You're not waiting for, okay, I turned down bliss. Let's see what's to come. No, we're not waiting for what may come. No waiting. Not expectation. And now, tell me, no.
Meaning, I think there is nothing that you are the light in the heart and all this is happening in your presence. Please give me the strength to see that and stay.
But you are seeing that.
Yeah, stay as that always. Instead of this...
Look as awareness. Look from awareness as awareness itself. Just do only that. Because your mind is coming and it says, yes, Guruji, you, when you speak and I'm here, I feel really good. But I would like to feel that, but just stay as awareness. Just stay as awareness. What I'm speaking may seem oversimplistic, perhaps even naive, but it's the most powerful thing. Don't plan any success, don't plan any strategy at all. Don't let the mind go, okay, but what's the point? No, don't listen to him. He's not on your side. He's on your back, he's not on your side.
Thank you, Guruji. Lastly, should I just, I try ignoring this suffocation feeling. Is that...
Is it there now?
It is not there now.
Okay.
It is only when I try to, I think I at some point, I think I become conscious of doing it. I think that's, I don't know, maybe that's what I'm doing.
When I ask you to stay as awareness, is there any effort? Is there someone who has to stay as awareness? Please, you should be able to answer, any of you should be able to answer now. When I say remain as the awareness itself, is there anything that you have to do like remain as awareness? No. It is, I find the awareness is there. Even the fact that you feel your existence is evidence that awareness must be here. It's there before you even feel your existence. It is the cause of your senses functioning, your mind functioning, your memory, emotion, projections, sensation. All of this could only function because of awareness. They are the gifts, the expressions arising from the awareness itself. What effort is it to stay as awareness? Say, remain there. If there's an effort, it is to stop running into the mind, running off into the bush with the mind. That may be effort to say, don't do this, stay only as the awareness. But there's no effort in the awareness itself. Only the one that you take yourself to be, to receive this advice, stay as the awareness. Who follows me what I'm speaking? That's very encouraging, very encouraging.
Thank you, Guruji.
Stay only as the awareness itself. Because the mind is trying to intervene to try and, edit what I say and say, well, what he really means is, hold on to the bliss. Don't let go of the bliss. That's what he means. Because the bliss, you see, no, that's not what I'm saying. So stay only as the awareness. You see? You stay as awareness. Mind, the psychological force of mind, feels quite uncomfortable because it wants to move, and the awareness is a stillness, and that won't give so much flavor and so much importance to mind. Because as you are discovering that awareness is your natural state, your tendency to go back to the mind will become weaker and weaker. This is a tremendous opportunity for you to experience today. I love when someone comes for satsang for one day. I say, is there anything that's achievable in one day? Oh, yes. Sometimes I say, instant awakening, what it means. Because if truth is true, it must be here now. It can't be truth later on when we've done a lot of things and it's true. It's not suffering from any condition. It must be here now. Then you may ask, why is it, if it is so, why am I not aware of it? Then we can start to look together to see who is not aware of it. Maybe you have an idea of how it should be. And it's not here to fulfill your projections about what it should be. It is just what it is. And when I say, stay only as the awareness, you see, meaning that you're not putting yourself into any strange position to create some new concept. Concept-free. Come to concept-free. Meaning don't pick up any ideas about what things should be, even about what you are. Be empty for a moment. Examine yourself in emptiness as emptiness itself. But maybe you listen to your mind, and your mind, it won't accept what I'm saying. It doesn't want to accept. But there's something more than your mind. You are more than your mind. Your mind also is a phenomenon that you perceive. Like I say, I'm looking at my hand. My hand is not looking at me. You are also looking at your mind. Your mind is not looking at you. You give it far too much importance, and then it starts to behave as though it's a separate entity from you trying to do something to you. All the demons in the world can do nothing to you if you don't comply with them. As I said, even the greatest salesman in the world cannot sell you if you don't buy. And your mind has been selling you a lot of rubbish. And we are buying gratefully. It will sell ice to an Eskimo. It will sell chili peppers in hell, and people will buy. You will buy because you like what it says. When you have the notion of yourself as a person, it is very gullible for the things that the carnal mind presents to it. So a very simple instruction takes very little time to follow, but with immediate results. Why should you not try?
I take blessings.
Okay. Sometimes the greatest obstacles we have is the concepts we have about the thing you're searching for. I think it is Hafiz, or perhaps it's Rumi, but it doesn't matter. But they say something I liked. The one thing that separates me from you is my idea of you. Something like that. The thing that separates me from you is the idea I have of who you are. The thing that seems to block us from finding the truth that we are is the idea we have about truth. Our concept of truth is blocking us from the realization, the natural realization of the truth that is ever present in you. Yeah. I would like, as I say, you to discover something. You've come a long way, California. I've been there. It's a long way. Then I'm also invited to go to Hawaii, which is another 5 hours from there. I don't like traveling. Huh? You have come all this way for one satsang. Huh? Two ones, not for one, 2 one satsang. For what? Something I would like you to be clear about before you go. If I told you it's going to take another hour, I'm cheating you. Yes. If I tell you it's going to take another course, you have to come on a course at least for 2 weeks, 3 months. Many people will sign up. Sign up. I said, no. What about now? Let's try now. Because when seeing takes place, it will happen in a medium called now. Okay. Okay. Who's got a good question for me? Come. Okay, you come there for me. No, yeah. Come here.
Thank you. Thanks so much. The last time I was here, I felt like I was completely melting and stopped making sense, so I'm going to try to make it all the way through this. Really relating to what people have been sharing so far. I've been cooking. There's a lot of cooking been going on and oscillating. When I started working again here, there was a big identification with the work, strong, and no part of it was particular. There wasn't a thought like, don't do this, or you should do that, or you're like this and they're like that. There wasn't that. It was just like a super highway of thoughts, just constant. And then the things that I love so much, like the RT and the bhajans and listening and really being present with you, and in Sahaja, started to feel like a very far away, very distant, and it was a sensation, a physical sensation, and highly unpleasant.
Unpleasant.
Yes. Very.
Yes, because actually, this is a great gift for you to see the fickleness of the mind, how fickle mind is. Because in one switch, it's like you went into role again. And just as I say, your fingernail can hide the sun. A fingernail can hide the sun. One concept believed in, it can somehow eclipse your intuitive realization of the self. You see? Something just switch. Now you're in role again. And it's almost as though you've been hypnotized and suddenly you are Gestapo. And everything, which is your real life, seems to vanish like this. So this is an amazing thing to watch because you are still there to see, wait a second, there's a switch here. Something is aware of this switch. Now look, this role, look at these feelings coming with this role, you see? It's like the man who works as a thief in the night and a policeman in the day. Okay? That's a new one. That just came like this, by the way. I was going to give a different example, but this one came like that. So he's a thief in the night, okay? So he has one kind of behavior, and then morning comes, then suddenly he puts his policeman's uniform, and immediately he has a different kind of walk about him, you see? Swinging his baton and everything, you see? In the night, he puts on his thing, and he goes out, and he's kind of, different posture. We are doing this all the time. We have been many people playing many roles, okay? And none of these roles are you. Just like one person call you uncle, one call you brother, one call you father, one call you nephew, one calls you friend, one calls you employer. And all of these roles, something responds to totally spontaneously. And yet, behind this none of these things you are. All these roles you can play. And yet, when you stop to look in, none of them you are.
Exactly. So there came a moment in the bhajans when I just came in the middle and sat because it was unbearable, this feeling. And I stopped singing and I just stopped. And an insight came that all this separation, all this distance I was feeling was the same as my feeling of separation from the self. And they were all expressions of that belief.
Yes.
And then the presence was back, and the superhighway went away, and the distance went away, and the joy came. And I realized this could also be, the high end of the oscillation, so I could still go back. But it gives me such a feeling of confidence that it really never went away.
Yeah.
It really was just a going out, and it was unpleasant, and it lasted too long. All these concepts, but in reality, it wasn't real. It wasn't real.
Now it has to be now that even as you are changing, something is there that is not part of that change, in which both the changes to the left and to the right are perceived, but it itself is not affected by this change. That power is already in you. Have you grasped it, you see? It's because obviously we still have a state we like and one we don't. So when the one we like comes, we are very happy. Oh, this is very good. When it goes, it's oh no, this is terrible. And now you have to try and do some mantra or something like this to get it back, But there's something beyond this that is always a constant in you. And it's not your ego. Ego is not constant. Actually, nothing else is constant except that. Because that is, all inconsistencies, all changes, all subtleties are perceived because of this unmoving place. So even this this movement where you were in presence and somehow enjoying presence, and then you picked up a task and it brought you back into costume, back into role play, and that role play makes you feel somehow amputated from your usual joy, and then coming back into the joy, feeling, oh yes, thank you, returning home. All of them are still momentary to that which is timeless in you. Can we see from this place? This is what I was asking him to do, because he came again. He told me, when I'm with Ramana's books, Papaji's books, your videos we're watching, then I can come, with the use of the books, I can come to this place where I am simply, yes, I get charged up in this place. But by myself, I can't. When I start to do by myself, I come to a place and I feel like I'm suffocating, like drowning. I say, okay, let's do now. So we try and do. Then we come to a place, I say, what is it now? You've left everything. What is here now? He says, now bliss is here. And because bliss is here, the aspiration to go further, no. Can we just kind of, it's like a happy failure. We just come to bliss and we just leave it like this. He said, no. Even the bliss, don't cling, which seems like it's against our natural reflex. You want to keep the thing which is joyful. He said, no. Let it just be. Don't even push, just let it be. You stay as the unmixed presence, as the unmixed one, without desire, either for good or bad. And something feels, not sure, do it, you see. Then you can go beyond good and bad.
In this state now, that it feels completely natural not to hold on, because the grasping feels contrary to the presence. And thoughts are coming, but the inquiry is really easy from here.
Yes.
And the third bird is quite present. I mean, I know I'm not the third bird at the moment, but it's somehow, there's somehow a feeling of it.
Because of the third bird, which is not really a bird, actually, and the second and the first bird can be active and play and be perceived. They can never be the first or the second bird without, let's call third bird, okay? Without the ultimate one, none of them could manifest. And yet it is not doing anything. Even observing. If observing happens, it's very casual to it, a very passive thing.
That is sensed. Even from here.
All these, what I'm telling you, has got to go deeper than a mental effort. It has to be much more natural than technique. You don't need any technique to be. You are. But what happens is that this I amness gets mixed in with some strange things, becomes sort of contaminated. Although in truth it cannot be contaminated, but experientially it will feel like it's a bit warped. Just that. What we learn only with the mind, it will not stay with you. It is like what you study just to pass an exam. It will not stay with you. But what you have experienced completely in your heart will not leave you. What you know only with mind, under a stressful situation, it will collapse, it will vanish, it won't stay with you. What you know in your heart, it will shine brightly. Under every circumstances, it's there. It is as though you are somebody, you're all of this, and you're none of this. Without changing uniform.
I'm leaving on Wednesday. So I wanted to also take the chance to say thank you so much. And it's been an incredible opportunity to be here. And also that I go home with you and Sahaja really in my heart. I feel very full there and with this confidence also.
Are you up for what may happen between now and Wednesday?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay. I don't know anything about it. Very good.
And one last thing, I just wanted to say hello to the New York Sangha because they're watching today.
New York Sangha. And Maui Sangha also. Maui, I have to say, Maui and all of Hawaii Sangha. I better stop now, I get into trouble. It's very good. One woman is doing. Someone is. Who is it that really need to come up here? Is it you? Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. I'm here for one thing.
Could you drop the microphone a bit lower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to know who I am.
You have started by knowing what you're not. Did you try that one?
Yes.
How far did you come to?
When you talk about being aware, I can go to that place, so to speak, but very often...
Let me cut this short.
Okay.
You cannot know who you are. Many people, I want to know who I am. You cannot know it in that way. Because to know something is like one thing knowing another thing. And yourself is not another. It is the one thing that is not another. It is not else. You see? If that's the only thing that's here, who are you? If I say everything that you can perceive with the senses and the mind, all of this comes and goes. Time says, all of this belong to me. I eat them every day. There's my lunch, breakfast, and dinner. I eat all of its manifestation. There's only one thing I cannot eat, and that is the awareness from which I come. So whatever you can see, whatever you can hold or touch or imagine, all of this burns away with time. Can you find anywhere within your being that the mind cannot take away? This thing arrived at some point. It is not the same thing that your mother gave birth to, by the way, but it's been through so many stages of growth and change. It had a birth. It had what you call a duration, you may call life. One day it will be no more. You may call death or something. Is everything about you perishable like this?
When I check, I have the feeling that this space that you're talking about was there before.
Mm-hmm.
It's always there, even when I just think I'm a person.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? It's there before. Where is it?
It's nowhere.
Where are you? You know about it, you know of it because you speak of it. You say it's here before this, it's here before anything, it is there. How you know it is there? If it's not you.
Sometimes I don't know even if I can trust what I say.
Mm-hmm.
One day we spoke together, and you said that I was editing and that I was maybe not following completely what you were pointing to. So I wanted to know if there is something, because of course I don't know where I am. But still there is this sense of the person and the mind which is very loud sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I already sensed once during the second retreat, I think, a mixed presence. I was walking to prepare the breakfast, to the dining hall, and I felt there was just consciousness, and I could see that if I wanted to open the hand, the body would respond. But
yes.
The person was not there.
Yes.
But arrogance came, and I started to sing in my head, "It is done, it is done." And so it stayed for maybe 5 minutes. And then, like celebrating victory too early. And it dropped after that. And also a second experience I had was last year. I was in Sahaja for the retreat in the summer, and I was meditating a lot. And I was in MSB. And that day we had I had gone to the laughing yoga. And I meditated. I don't know, maybe for 1 hour or 2, I don't know. I don't know. And at some point, I was the universe, and I saw the planet. I felt that, I saw the human being so small, so it was nothing. And I'm talking about the laughing yoga because I had the feeling that, you know, the bird, when we laugh and we look at the person, I had the feeling that it had triggered that. And when, I think it's François, when he came and talked about also this experience he had just some minutes ago, and he said, you have died before. I have the feeling it was also that. So I had glimpses of that, but still I'm seeking, and I'm always constantly doing the inquiry and trying to, you know, have this distance. And
Identity is doing the inquiry.
Yes.
Identity is suffering from its own projections, and it's furiously doing the inquiry, which is fine. It is up to a point. But there's an awareness, no, of even this identity. Can you follow what I'm speaking now? There's an awareness of the identity, trying to get out of identity and trying to go to the source, isn't it? You with me?
Yes.
This awareness itself, you stay there. You watch the sense of the person trying to go beyond and to discover itself. Actually, what the person is trying to discover is actually the one who is watching it. What the person is trying to discover is in fact the very awareness in which the person trying to find awareness is seen. You got it, no?
I think I'm very much in my mind. No, I see that.
Suppose your mind is right now a total tsunami. And I'm telling you, don't do anything about that. It's not your business. Can you, as a tsunami, can you go out on the street, you know, with a umbrella trying to stop it? No. You go to some place high and you stay there. So, if the mind is blowing a tsunami, why would you be bothered? Only because you take it personally. Let it blow its tsunami. You're aware of it. Stay only as the awareness. Something says, but this is very irresponsible. I should panic. I should act. And you've been following this voice for a long time. But if you only would follow what I'm speaking, you'd see that actually the tsunami is inviting somehow an identity to come into the story. Then that's super tsunami. You stay only as the witness, and all of this will die down. And when it dies down, you wonder, what was all that about? It was nothing at all. But if you pick it up, it becomes the biggest thing you ever touched. You choose. The mind is making a lot of noise, projecting lots of things which are just not true. Life is far, far more quiet and harmonious naturally than your mind presents it to be. It's a lot more simple, a lot more beautiful, effortless. But when you perceive it through the instrument of the person, you will not see what I'm speaking. You'll feel very agitated. You feel there's so many things to do. You think, I'm so far away from the truth, Mooji. I need to do a lot of work. All these things you'll believe. And so, consequently, subsequently, you will suffer that. You will suffer your own belief.
I suffer a lot.
Yes.
And it's even more painful to know that I can just get rid of this just by going.
You can get rid of it or you can get out of it. You don't have to fight in this thing. It's only habit, it's only education, it's only culture that makes us think that everything your mind tells you has an importance or as a meaning. And yet the truth is, many things come in mind every day, and you're not disturbed by them because you have no interest. So it doesn't even register that they even occur even. And you've heard me say these things many times, but you have not listened. You have heard me say, all of you, most of you, have heard me say these things over and over, but you have not accepted them. You are still telling me what your mind has to say about it. So, of course, where are we getting? Where are we going? I tell you, try this exercise. It only takes a few minutes, and you see the benefit. But you say, oh, yeah, yes, you know what, Mooji, could you answer my question? I said, no, your question is just a big joke. Your question is just so full of heaviness. I'm giving you a light thing to do, and you're refusing it because you want to hang on to your own psychological projections, you see. Why you don't follow what I ask you to do?
I have the feeling I follow the exercise you gave in the retreat.
Mm-hmm. But everything I talk is this. Even in my sleep, I talk this.
So why can't I grab it?
This I don't know. I told you, just habit. And that you give too much importance to your person. You're living life too personally. So it's not going to work. It's too personal, you see. You believe, oh, you know, this thing is happening to me. How can I stop? I've got to do this. And you go with your mind. So then it creates all of this.
I get caught.
This is what is fascinating for me, is that I'm surrounded by many beings. Many of you have been to university. You're quite intelligent. You've read so many books. But a simple thing I tell you, you won't follow. You see, you'd rather build a spaceship and go to the moon and sit up there and try to open up an internet cafe on the moon than to follow the simple thing I ask you to do. For me, that is miraculous. How you do it? And then you say, oh, my mind, which is my mind. I said, but it's very easy, this thing you're talking. In many places, they may tell you, you have to go on a course 6 months, you have to do this. I say, not 6 months. Not 6 months. 6 minutes, maybe. We can look together. If you follow, you will find something. I won't be the only one talking. You'll be able to talk back and say, I see this thing. And I see, okay, we have a conversation about it. I'll point you to something. You give me a feedback. What are you experiencing? I feel it is quite simple. Every day I'm speaking the same thing. Same thing. I'm not a parrot. I'm not speaking the same thing every day like this. But because every time I speak about it, it is alive for me. Ask yourself why you don't listen to it and follow. Then if it doesn't work, you can say, Mooji, I really followed what you say, and it doesn't work. I say, okay, let's do it together. We have time. They can wait. Let's do. And then I see if it works or not.
When you give the exercise, and you already gave it to me, to empty.
Mm-hmm.
I arrive in a space where it's really, really light.
What is it you want? Because I think I take you at your word and your request, you know? What is it you want? I think that what you said you want, I've answered and I've guided you. In fact, I feel I've answered all your questions. even the ones you've not asked yet, they've been answered actually. If what you say is true, that actually, I didn't come here for knowledge, I didn't come here to do some big lecture, you know, or to write some huge thesis. You only came here to discover your true self. And you've come to Monte Sahaja in the culture of this truth. You've been around beings who radiate the very quality. It's very simple, but so I'm not going to try to show you how my teaching works. You show me how it doesn't work.
I want to show you how it works.
Then you can try that. You should be the proof that it works. You don't have to show me how it works. You do it and you will be the proof that it works. Blessed is the life, or blessed is the one whose life is the evidence of truth. You should be the proof that God exists. But all is, yeah, but no, my mind. The mind is the most amazing subject we have on the planet. We better talk about the mind and relationships. Same thing. So I just don't believe it. It's difficult. You see, if you speak in this way, it's a strain for me to, because it seems so ridiculous what you're speaking. It's like you are fixated on something that doesn't work. You put all your energy in something that's not really working. It doesn't produce good fruit. You keep planting these trees that produce rotten apples, and you're still buying more trees and more trees. And I'm saying, well, try this one. So tell nice. Yeah, you can have it for free. No, I got to finish planting. I still got 1 dozen of these ones. I got to plant them. Maybe the last one might be really good. Okay, what to do?
I'm fed up of rotten apples. I told you.
But then you're talking rotten apples.
What to do?
No, you said you're fed up of them. If you're fed up of them, but you're still talking like, yes, but you know, and then my mind is just like, your mind has so much power. Your mind got its power from you. Mm. It can only suggest, but then you endorse your energy to it, you see? You supply energy to him. It's the most boring subject in the whole world, talking about your mind and your person and why is my mind, and oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk about my mind.
Then don't.
Wow.
Good. Give us all a break about it. Satsang is not for talking about your mind, actually. You can.
Hello, Guruji.
Hello.
For sometimes I already feel that I have to check something with you.
That you what?
I want to check something
Check
with
something,
you.
okay.
To clean it up and clarify. So I see grace every day. I see how it guides my life. I see the evidence that your pointings, your teachings is true. So what I want to share that for some times there's some seed of identity was growing inside. And even though I didn't recognize what was it about, it was seen. So it was observing. And I was praying, let it reveal itself, let it be recognized. And my prayers always was answered. And not so long time ago, with the help of Sangha friend who approached me, she approached me a few times. It made me to look very deep and see and recognize the seed of identity. And it was painful, but at the same time, it was relief.
Yeah.
It was a huge relief just to drop it. And then I saw, all of this was observed, and then I saw that my mind started to throw another things to transcend, and I said that I can't involve in this, I can't engage with this, because it was continuous game. If I will try to transcend one and one, something should be easy, should be easiest ways. And I said something like, I don't want any more these glimpses of transcendence and these small victories, because all these victories, they are for person. And I am before all these glimpses. And next day I opened White Fire, and there was 2 quotes. Maybe I will tell them not very correct, but there was about, there is no need to transcend anything, better just be nothing. And another quote was that even glimpses, even if it's glimpses of God, they are observed. So what I want to say that I was praying in my heart, so if there is some ignorance or arrogance, let it be revealed, let it be recognized and transcend. But now here in front of you, I'm just praying to be nothing, so only truth lives through this body.
So the truth, what happened?
Only truth lives through this body.
Yes.
And if there is any ignorance or arrogance...
No, don't worry about that. When you are truly empty of your own identity and person, nothing needs more to be learned, actually. It's like another power, a great presence is flowing through this body, and it does not feel alien to you. The less there is of you, the more you are true. The less there is of you, the more there is of you. What a paradox. You without you is the true you. You without your person. Yes. You without your person is the face of God. Your life does not become more complex, more sophisticated, more educated. You don't become a great scholar, if that's what you want. Something so simple. That there is a presence, a wisdom, a love, unbound, a peace, unbreakable, a life, unending. Not a person. Still you feel inside, I am not doing anything at all. I only am. The ego wants to be the doer, because the doer is worthy of victory, of a trophy, of certificates, of praise. I did it. But it's a small thing. It wants to say, I did it. In a crowd of failures. I did it. But you are it. You didn't do it. You have to discover you are it. And simple steps are revealing it. Simple steps are showing it to you. Satsang is like, you say, I want to see my true face. And you are given a mirror. And then you ask, how does it work? So, it doesn't work. You just look and you see. The mind is saying how it works. You know, which is the right way up for the mirror? Let's see, maybe. I said, no, don't look at the frame, look at the mirror. In whichever mirror you look, the same face you will see. It is simpler than simple, you see. But maybe we want something complex. The truth is simple. But the seeker of truth is complex. And as long as the seeker favors himself, as long as he's biased towards himself, as long as he's loyal to his own identity, the truth will be out of reach. Even though, in essence, that one is the truth, but still it will be hidden from you. And this life is about discovering, recognizing, appreciating and honoring that which you are. It is not constructing what you are. You may construct various identities, but they're not ultimately true. They're only versions of what you consider to be true. We have to be speaking the same language. You see? If you speak from the mind, it's almost like you're always speaking from below. But as you come to recognize the true self, to recognize it not just as a mental concept, but to really evolve into it, to grow into it, you see, then you're speaking really like heavenly. Same bodies can be used. Same body. It doesn't matter what you were before. You could be a murderer or a prostitute, doesn't matter. The same body, everything will be transformed. Because you've given up the ghost, you have given up the false identity. You've given up the curse. You've become whole again, pure. And you realize you've always been pure. There was always something that was incorruptible. That is the adventure of being. That is the adventure of transcendence, the transcendental life. Meaning you wake up to what you really are, rather than to try and upgrade the ego. And this is why I say, if you are going to try and become the best, it's going to be very, very difficult. But if you want to wake up, it will be very easy. If you want to develop yourself into a holy being, it will take a lot of time. But if you want to wake up, it takes no time. Because it's not a reconstruction. It's not a creative process. It is only the opening of the heart. Okay, once it has happened, it may take some time to stabilize in this new way of being. Sometimes the mind will come a little bit, and try and call you through the window, calmness complete. But a greater force is with you, and you say, no. Whereas before you'd probably give him a few minutes to think about it. Now you will not have any patience for that. You are already qualified for awakening because you are consciousness. But it has to combust somehow into a living discovery, not a theoretical one. And all of this is possible. It does not have to be a strain. It doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be suffering. But it can be with that too.
Guruji, some words came to me yesterday. Can I read it? If I have to go, let me never be apart. If I have to die, let me die at your feet today. If I have to stay, let me stay as you, my Lord. If I have to speak, let me speak your silence and just be. If I have to choose, let me always choose truth. If I have to see, let me only see you. If I have to feel, let me only feel your grace. If I have to know, let me know that I'm always here before everything. If I have to walk, let me walk along with you. If I have to cry, let my tears be holy water to wash your feet. If I have to fall, let me fall in love with you, my Lord. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Can I see you right here first? Yes. Or you? Yeah.
I met you in July last year.
Yes.
By the internet, and it changed my life. Since then, every day I wake up with you, I live with you, I'm going to sleep with you.
Yes.
And it seems, sometimes it seems so strange for the person with them I live. And as I follow your pointings, you say that following your satsangs by the internet is one thing, but coming here is one another. And sorry for the immersion. As I followed the best as I could, a lot of things change. I was emptier and emptier. My dustbin became more, less full of dust. And it's like the bottom became to disappear, but not completely. That's why I am here.
Yes.
And as you were talking to everybody, you say that perhaps it's your day.
Yes.
And I was always thinking, it's for me, it's for me.
Yeah.
And I also recognize a belief that came in the mafia that was playing with me and saying, if it's not your turn today, it will be, you can get it.
You cannot get it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It must be my day.
Yeah.
If not, it's... And so I recognize that it's a belief that I had for a long time, and perhaps other person have, that cannot come at Monte Sahaja and not be able to approach you, to have the stronger and deeper feeling to...
Yes.
You understand what
I do. You know, I was listening. At first I could not understand so much because you were feeling emotional and so on, no? But you said something. You say, I found myself becoming emptier and emptier. And then my heart feel encouraged. I'm speaking to someone who is embodying the teaching. I don't find it so much to keep listening to people who are still asking, but my mind. It's just so tiring, especially you've been for a while here. Let me speak with someone who at least is doing something with the teaching and who is beginning to show, yes, it is working. It is. Something is becoming emptier and more silent because I can work with that because I know you are going home. You understand? You are not, sort of like talking about it. You have listened and it is effective in you. And so I can feel, yes, thank you. My heart feels light to speak with you because I know you are coming home. That is what I want to tell you. It is so painful to keep listening to people who have been here for a while, keep reinforcing and reaffirming their negativity. Oh, my mind is so hard. How my life is so tough. Why always this thing is going. And it is so burdensome. I say, please don't tell this to anybody. Tell them I almost killed my guru with it. Okay? And now don't listen to me because I will kill you as well. Okay? Come if you have something to say. If you don't, sit down and listen. And listen until you begin to activate that power within yourself. Because I am not here to spread words, but to bring alive the power in you, the living life, the truth. It is not theoretical. You see, so when you speak like this, even though her voice shaking, I heard something and said, yes, she's caught something. Yes, it's alive. It is alive. It's becoming more and more empty. You see, so then I can encourage you, and it is my joy to encourage and say, don't worry for those things. You stay with this, and whatever is coming up, just see it as another form of emptiness. Don't try and get into somethingness. Somethingness has not really served you. You just be in this space, beyond somethingness and nothingness, but better be nothingness. Because from here you can see clearly. You're not involved. You're not a prisoner here. You're not a captive. You're in your true place. You have the advantage. You see? And less the mind will have power. He's already losing power, you see. One day, he's going to look at you and say, no, we better don't go there. We don't stand any chance there. Over there. Yeah, let's go over there. Someone is welcoming us over here. But here, don't waste your time. No. She belonged to truth. Let's not waste time with her. Okay? Very good. Very good. It will say, the mind will reject you. You say, no, I can't go there. I can't go there. No business. No business there. He will either respect you or to be afraid of you. Your mind should not be able to twist you around to tell you every nonsense, and you, what is this about? You see? If you have real trouble, but your aspiration is great, then you will come home. If you in your heart you say, no, it doesn't matter what my mind does, but I really am here for this, then I am with you. You see? Yes, this is good. You see? And it is so encouraging because we are moving together, and you speak something, I feel, I'm with you all the way we go. But stop making excuses for your person. You see, so when you speak like that, I have to take the chance to tell you, I am encouraged when I hear you speak. So many people, they come and they speak also, and they tell you, thank you. You changed my life, my whole family. Everything has changed here because I follow your pointings and they work here. And I says, oh, good, I'm encouraged. You see, because we don't need people to go around just talking about it. Even if you had no tongue and you couldn't speak, your life will be reflecting this joy. It will be reflecting this power.
And I have something to ask. In this way, you talked about the maturity, the fact that everybody can get it, but also it's rare to get it. And I wanted to know, is it only a question of patience?
No, it's not only a question of patience. It's also of resolve, not just of patience. Patience is good. But resolve, meaning that when I say that everyone is it, you cannot not be it, but you can also remain unaware of it. You can be unaware of it.
Resolve, it means, don't understand, resolution?
No, I said everyone is it, but not everyone is aware that they are it. It has to be recognized. I told a story one time, and this is very important, I'll tell you now what I mean by this. I told a story of two friends, two men. They grew up from boyhood. They were friends. They lived in a small town. And they told each other everything. They had no secrets between each other. Let's call one A and one B. Let's just keep it simple. And in the course of time, Mr. A got married. And he had a family, years pass. And, his wife, and son, he had a son as well. Mr. B doesn't have any family. He likes to travel. But they would meet every day in the center of the town under a tree, and they would talk and enjoy themselves so much. One day, Mr. A said to his friend B, he said, I want to tell you something, that I'm not feeling well. I have a large sum of money, but I'm afraid to just give it to my wife because she has little value for these things. She wants to buy all kind of things, jewelry and stuff like this. And I think it's an inheritance from my own family. I don't want to see it wasted like this. So I've buried this money in a box under my house. If anything should happen to me, yes, you help my family. Let them know that it is there if I pass. B says, oh, it makes me sad to hear you speak like that, but you are my brother and I will do your wish. So time passed, and then Mr. B went traveling for some time, was away for 3 years. In this time, his friend Mr. A passed away. Then Mr. B came back to the town. When he came back, as he was walking in the town, he saw the wife of his friend on the street begging, please, with the boy, and they looked a mess, Her hair was, she was begging, looking after herself, begging. So he quickly approaches her. Amma. He looks at her. He says, you remember me? She says, you're the friend of my husband. He says, yeah. He says, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you here? She says, oh, you don't know? My husband passed away. 1 year after you went away, he passed away. We have nothing, you see. I have to beg every day. So he said, Amma, I'm sorry, but I have good news for you. I'm sorry to hear about my friend. I have good news for you. Immediately when he said, I have good news for you, her spirit begins to lift already. Because she knew that this man is a man of integrity. I have good news for you. She knows it's not gossip. It must be something. He said, come with me. They went together, went to the house. She says, your husband, my best friend, he told me this, that he would leave money for you, enough money for all of your life. But he was afraid to give it to you because he felt that you did not have a value for these things. And he wanted that you would use it for the child and for yourself. And already her heart is in high spirit. They take up some floorboards and he began to dig. And after, maybe 10 minutes, boom, he hit something hard. Then they took a box out full of gold coins like this. Now, this money was always hers. It was always where she was. But was she rich? No. It belonged to her, but she is unaware of it. So it's of no value to her. And she lived the life of a poor person. It is a metaphor for what this life is. You have this wealth. You are your wealth. But you don't know. We don't know until someone can come. And even they tell you, don't worry about the things of this life. You are going to be free now. Okay? Just in hearing it, already your spirit is lifted up. Because you know the voice who speaks to you is trustworthy. Then he didn't just say that. He said, come with me. Let us together look. And together we will find. And when you find, then it is the end of that misery for you. It is a beautiful metaphor for this. You are what you are searching for. All the wealth of the kingdom is in you. But until you are aware of it, you'll be looking elsewhere to find things which are perishable, when the one thing that is worth finding is imperishable. So you ask like that, how...
Yes, and if it arrives that I fall again, just by trusting and inquiring, one day I will get it.
You must recognize, because if you follow and you say, I'm getting emptier and emptier, okay?
Yeah.
And stay with that. How you become empty? By stop picking up things. Stop picking up the gifts, the so-called gifts your mind is offering you. And the different concepts it presents to you. Stay as that space from where you're seeing everything. Everything is coming and going. But don't identify with any of it. Don't curse it either. But pay attention to the space of awareness itself in which all these things are seen to come and go. Just be aware. See, no one tell you it is so easy. So your mind disbelief. You think, no, it can't be so easy. Give me some technique, give me some strategy, give me some yoga, give me something. You see? I'm saying, no, you just need to understand. Follow this and stay like this. And gradually you see that life takes care of life. Nobody can say life takes care of life, because when you are living in the mode of a person, we are very easy to panic and to be afraid. And we are always acting in haste. We're always moving prematurely. So you never see that if you were more patient, you use the word patience, that in patience you come to see that things work out. They do work out. But because of the impulse and the fear that if you don't act early, you will miss your chance, this is from the mind, then no one is able to say, trust in life, because when you trust, you'll see that it unfolds much more beautifully than your mind wants you to know. You see? So that's another thing. You don't have to worry. Why should you, who have chosen the truth, so to find out the truth of yourself, why should you suffer in this world? Only if you are giving too much attention to your mind. Like that. You see? So start with the place of that space of neutrality. The feeling, the sense, I am. The sense, I am. The sense of presence that you all are. We all are this feeling of presence. It is not a man or a woman. It is not any particular religion. It is just the natural state of being. Stay like this and don't allow it to combine with any thought or any concepts, any ideas. And don't identify with time, either past or future or even present. There is an intelligence there that simply observes and see that life is simply happening. In the same way that you go to watch a movie, and we're watching a movie, and the scenes are changing, and sometimes you're laughing, another time crying, real tears, but all the time you know you're watching a movie. You see? Still laughter comes, still crying comes, still fear. All of these emotions are acted out, yet in the background of them, you know it is not real. It's just a movie. It will come also like this, that all these things are happening in this theater of consciousness, on this three-dimensional screen called life, where you get a part to play in this movie, and at the same time, you're capable of observing it. And you will see. It is so already. It is just that our attention has not discovered it. The minute you discover that you have the capacity to observe your life flow, your life expression, at the same time you have the sense that you are moving in life and saying yes and no and maybe and sending your emails and making your calls, and at the same time all of this activity is taking place in front of an intelligence that you are this intelligence also. When you make this discovery, you'll begin to appreciate this intelligence, love it, because it brings great peace to you. And love and openness and fearlessness will come. Very different from the life of ego. You will see it like that. And a great joy will come into your life. Stay in this feeling of presence. I can give you that exercise. It is very simple. To come to just that state of just simply being. Anybody can start, and immediately as you close your eyes, even without closing your eyes, without touching any thought or projecting any imagination, right here already is a sense of being. When I ask you to leave everything, don't touch anything, what is left that you cannot take away, that is the sense of being. In the same way, if you start like that, and you don't keep picking up ideas and pushing them around or imagination, you start to just be aware of just the sense of being. That is the Christ consciousness. That is the Shiva being. You stay in that beingness, you see. And you'll see that your senses are functioning fine. You can talk with people. You don't have to tell them anything spiritual. You just stay in that sense of being. Just like if you had the flu, you're in a fever state for 2 or 3 weeks. Everything you do in those 3 weeks occur in the fever state. In the same way, when you're in the state of conscious being, everything is happening in this state of conscious being. And you'll come to know automatically and spontaneously you're in the right place. You're in the most right place in all of your life. and keep loving it, fall in love with it. And it'll become like a fruit that keeps getting sweeter and sweeter, but never becomes oversweet. I sit and talk to you like this because my words are provable. So you prove them either to the positive or to the negative. Prove that they either work or they don't work, because I believe I'll be around long enough for you to tell me what is your finding. But don't just keep imagining, oh, I don't believe, I think. That is nothing at all. Find out something and bring power to your life in a beautiful way. There's a whole world waiting to meet you. But it's not waiting to meet your ego. It's waiting to meet your heart, this one. Don't count yourself out. Say, you are already chosen. Have this attitude. You are already chosen.
I am already chosen.
Yes. Something can be wrong with your body. Something can be wrong with your mind. But nothing is wrong with your heart. Nothing is wrong with your essential nature. And satsang is only the place to find this out. It's not to create. It's a place of discovering. This is my joy. Because if it was a place to create, some of you will say, I'm not good. I'm not an artist. I'm not creative. But everybody can discover. Even a fool can discover. You have no excuse to not be who you are. You see, I can look at you in your eyes because I know who lives behind those eyes. Yes.
Willem, I am you. And I wish to remain and stay.
Yes.
With you.
You stay like this until the idea that you can be other than this vanish. There will come a time when there are some things, some words that your mouth will not be able to say anymore. Because the imprint is out of your mind, out of your mind. The vital force will not support the saying of some things because they're not true. You will not be able to speak them anymore. And you will grow from strength to strength. Very good.
I come.
Yes, yes, I want you to. Come here.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for giving me the strength.
Yes, yes.
I am sorry, can I have?
You wrote a song for me? Yes. Yes. You want to sing now?
I don't know if
Yes, you can do it. Yes, yes. Okay, then, yeah.
normally it was a keyboard, but if you don't have,
We have keyboard?
if not,
I think we can find one. Do we have keyboard? Ah, yes. Can we have keyboard?
I hope I won't cry.
Yeah, good, good, good. Ah, look, keyboard. She wants to play. She says, "I hope I don't cry." You know. One time we were on a plane. I don't know where we were going. We were quite a few of us. We were on the plane, and now the stewardess, you call them like that, they had to come and they do the talk, about the seat belt and the oxygen mask and all these things. We was talking, and we're sitting down, and she's talking and crying. She's talking and she says this, okay, now you got to put this. But she went through the entire procedure, no? She didn't hand it over to somebody else. She kept on, and then, when this thing comes, there'll be a life jacket. Put a life jacket. And when she finished, everybody was clapping. I said, "Well done, you didn't give up, You just went through everything there. So good." And where are you from? Which place?
Belgium.
Belgium. South of Belgium?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Belgium.
Belgium. Very good. You don't want to put it away here, this way?
Toute ma vie, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Toute ma vie, je t'ai cherché. Et un beau jour, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Un beau jour, tu t'es invité. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti dans ton cœur. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, dans ton cœur j'ai reconnu l'amour pur. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, l'amour pur qui m'a dissolu. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om. At your feet, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, at your feet my time has come. Feel your heart, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, feel your heart made me go home. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om. In your love, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, in your love beyond all. By your grace, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, by your grace I give me home. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti Om.
Very great. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We will just take a minute or two just to sit now. Being in such an environment where the focus, both verbally and energetically, has really been onto the sense of presence, the feeling of being, it should be quite natural for you now. Your own sense of self-awareness is this feeling of being, the sense of presence. It is not personal. It is not going somewhere. Notice this. It is not waiting for next, just the next experience, the next sensation. It is simply the quality of isness. The space that we normally refer to as mind is very silent. It is not a container now, but like a vast space. There's a silence, a spaciousness, a feeling of simply being here, a contentment. These are merely the fragrance, the perfume that arises from the simple state of being. It is not trying to accomplish anything at all. It is not lacking. It is not seeking. It really is a simple state of isness. It is. The sense in each one, the sense I am, is this presence. If thoughts should come, they simply are passing through. There is no surface for them to stick onto. So they float by like the clouds that pass in the infinite sky. There's nothing to own, or to keep, or to lose. Such is the nature of being. It does not possess. Spontaneity is its dance. It is our joy. Feel the body. It is not thinking anything. It does not think. It is only your vehicle. Your attention can go towards darkness or towards light. But you are actually beyond your attention. You're capable of simply being neutral, empty. Empty means empty of intention. A most natural state. You have no natural enemy in all of the universes. Only your own thoughts can create a sense of disharmony. But right here in this moment, these things don't matter. Nothing particularly matters. Where is yourself precisely? You're not merely the body. Feel the sense of being. What are its dimensions? Where is beginning or end for presence? Though we are aware of the sense of person, you're far beyond what the person is. Look and see and feel your being. It is without edge, without borders. Silent and vast. What are thoughts for you? The mind of the person is like the sky, always changing. But yourself is like space, infinite, limitless, unborn. Before concepts were born, you are. During the play of concepts, you are. When all concepts are no more, you are. Look and see. Where are you? What are you made out of? Whatever you can see are only appearances. Yourself you cannot see. You can only see from. Why you search for what you cannot lose. Cease believing in the mind. Pay attention to the place from where the mind is seen. This is your true place. Inside yourself now, what is the time there? What season is it for the self? Is it night or day? Simply observe, don't create. You are. What could you be waiting for? Waiting itself is only a habit, an idea. You are yourself, the God Self. What could you possibly be waiting for? You are. Try to understand this. Appreciate yourself. Be one with this sense of being, and it will reveal its mysteries to you. The truth can never leave you. The lie cannot stay. For the one who honors truth. This life is for freedom. The mind is like a man who is standing next to a river, selling you water. mind is always expecting something more. But there is no more. There's only you.
So we invite everyone to go down to Little Jamaica for chai and cookies, and Mooji Baba will come back and join us in about 20 minutes or so for Mooji Answers and a tea satsang, where he reads the letters and answers them, and we're able to be present for that. So we'll ring the bell about 20 minutes. Thank you.
Life is powerful truth. There's no other way. No other way makes any sense.
Beautiful.
Just want to say this to you.
Very good.
Thank you. For being the light.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. The angelic team, the angel team.
We finally have Hungarian too.
Oh, yeah. That's so good, that's so good.
Thank you.
Thank you. What we have today, Italy,
Portuguese, Russian, Hungarian,
French.
and French.
Italy, Portuguese, Russian, Hungarian, French, German.
We're practicing for Zima.
The German to practice. You do it. It is already so great. Send a message for Radha. Lots of love to you, Radha. And for all Brazil